Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Valentine Lister, and this is my series on the minor arcana for the suit of swords. And today we're going to be covering the Nine of Swords. So in this video, we're going to get to know this card really well. We're going to get to know what other cards in the tarot rule this card, as well as the astrological correspondences. We're going to go into any of the symbolism in the card that I think you need to know about, as well as the upright and the reversed meanings. But before I get into it, I just wanted to let you guys know about a special discount I'm offering on readings with me. So right now you can get $20 off your very first reading with me. All you have to do is go to my website, valentinelister.com, go to book your reading, and you can use the code 20 bucks. Now that offer is good until December 31st, 2021. So you might be wondering, what is it that I offer? Well, I offer tarot card readings and birth chart readings, which is your astrological birth chart, as well as, transits coming up for you. That is live. That's a live one-on-one session on Zoom chat with yours truly and yours truly. So sometimes people are wondering, well, what's better? What's the difference between tarot readings and astrology, like birth chart readings? For tarot card readings, they're really better for if you want guidance and advice. You have like a question and you're like, I want to know what to do. So tarot cards are better for giving you like specific guidance geared like towards that question. With your birth chart, it also does that too, but it's better for understanding like what the blueprint of your life is, what your fate or destiny was, what the stars had to say about like what you were meant for in this life, what your relationships would be like, your career, work, or children, like things of that nature. Your chart covers that, and it shows like this pattern of your life, and it's really beautiful and awesome. And I also do some transit forecasting to let you know what's up ahead for you, so that you can be prepared for it, mentally prepare for it, spiritually prepare, whatnot. So anyway, I'm going to put the info to book and get that discount in the description box below underneath the timestamps. All right, so let's get into this video. Okay, so the Nine of Swords. So I gave this card a little nickname to introduce you to it, and I like to call this card Up All Night Worrying. Okay, I'm going to get into the major arcana rulers of this card, which ties directly into the astrology. So this card is associated with Mars in Gemini. So it's ruled by the Tower card and the Lovers, because the Tower represents Mars and the Lovers represent Gemini. Also for my astrologers, the Nine of Swords represents the second decan of Gemini. You don't have to write this down. I wrote it down for you. I have a Tower and Astrology cheat sheet where I write down all of the information for you in a super organized way. You can get that down in the link below. Okay, so I'm going to go into the hidden symbolism. I'm going to keep the major arcana rulers, but remember, we're focusing on this Nine of Swords, but a lot of times these cards tie into this card. The symbolism is not as straightforward in how it ties in, so I'll definitely, I'm going to walk you through everything, but I'll let you know how these tie in together. So the first thing that hits me is the black, like in this card, like how it's like a big part of this card, and how that is so connected to the Tower card, which has this big black sky. There's like this big black background, kind of similar to that sky in this card. And in the Nine of Swords, his ideas, like these swords, his ideas are hitting his head like sharply, just like this lightning is hitting the Tower. It's kind of like these swords are going through his head, just like this lightning hit the Tower. And so in the Nine of Swords, this guy is getting hit with like a million ideas at once and can't shut his mind off. So this card is associated with a very active mind. And we can think of this as Mars is the action, and Gemini is related to the realm of the mind, and so are the swords. And the next thing that I love about this card and can relate to as an astrologer is that this guy's quilt is actually like an astrology chart. If you look at it closely, I don't know, if bring it a little bit closer, you can see there's all the zodiac signs, and I think, yeah, like planets and things. on his quilt. So he's trying to like figure like all that out. He's like, so as an astrologer, if you're an astrologer, I'm an astrologer, like you're always thinking about the planets and like what's going on with the energy and like trying to organize it into like a meaningful and predictable pattern. Like there's no way you do astrology if you don't love astrology, because you're literally like thinking about it all day and you can study it for years and years and still learn new things. So cool. So this person is trying to figure out like how and why and like what they should do with about like a situation with endless possibilities. And so there's also passion in this card, right? We have red, which is a color associated with Mars. There's passion in the Gemini card too. But there's like the fiery Mars, which is associated with red. So they're a passionate person, but there's also a destructive side to them as well. As we can see, like there's a violent scene on the bed. So they want to like fight and destroy like Mars, but with knowledge, with their ideas, like thoughts and words mainly. Although Mars is going to Mars. So as like Cassandra Tyndall says, I love her. So, you know, there still might be like hostility, fighting, violence, but it can also be action, energy, and assertion with Mars. So here's the problem. There's so many ways to approach this situation, how to blend the realm of like practical with the realm of ideas. And so that's represented in the Gemini card. So the woman represents like earthiness, practicality, and what like life really feels like and what we really experience like tangibly in life. And then the man represents like the realm of ideas and thoughts, like things in the mind, things of air and fire. So like philosophy, like ideas, inspiration to do things to move forward. Okay, so I'm going to get into the colors of this card. We have black, which represents power, definitely a Mars thing, the unconscious, banishing, protection, wisdom of the dark aspects of life. Then we have red in this card, which represents passion, desire, vitality, and courage. We do have white. This guy's wearing white, which represents purity, wholeness, and protection. There's blue in this card, which represents serenity, mental clarity, and compassion. And the yellow represents creativity, optimism, and enthusiasm. And just also another thing to point out, thinking with the Gemini card and this colors, is that Gemini is about like organizing things into sections and keeping them separate and organized. And so you notice in this card that it's a very like everything's like even the colors are super organized and put in their place. Okay, so this card is associated with the number 9. And so 9 represents the end of a cycle, wisdom through experience, integration. So 9 is the last number before you restart it. 1 with numerology, because with 10 you add the 1 and the 0, it adds down to 1. So 9 represents compassion, tolerance, and humanitarianism. It represents completion, wholeness, and satisfaction, and it also represents the intellect. Okay, so the upright meaning of this card, if you get this card, it might mean that your mind or the person's mind that you're reading for is having trouble shutting off because you're trying to figure out what you should do. You're trying to come up with a plan to solve a problem, and your brain won't stop running it over and over in your mind. Lots of anxiety or insomnia keeping you up at night, like you're overthinking. Like even if you don't experience anxiety, just like it's just your mind is just keeping you awake, and it's going and going and going. Okay, so the reversed meaning of this card. So if this card comes out reversed, it means the energy is being blocked or avoided. So with the swords, it's usually problems with like communications, negotiations, relationship contracts, or business deals or technology. In an upright position, like the problem might be minor or just in your head. In reverse, you may be experiencing like distress from like big problems created by circumstances. Or this card could also indicate like inner reflection and a choice to step back from worrying and to approach things out of necessity. Or because it's turned internal, it can be internal criticism as well. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video on the 9 of Swords. And this is just a quick reminder that if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video. And my next video is going to be on the 10 of Swords. Also, if you guys want to catch up on the videos I've already done for this series, I'm going to leave a Minor Arcana playlist right here, as well as a related video that I think you'll like up here. All right, guys, love you so much. Take care. Bye. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video every single week.